Hi, Amanda. Come on in.
Oh, hi. Thank you.
Hi. Have a seat anywhere you like.
Okay, so nice to see you again.
It's very nice to see you again.
I hope it's okay. I brought my dog. I was feeling a little anxious, and
absolutely.
She'll be very quiet.
To make you more comfortable.
Thanks.
Absolutely. I know that we've talked before. I just wanted to go over that. I am the BCBA here. My name is Ariel. I'm the BCBA at Safe Places.
Okay.
So feel free. I want this to be an environment for you to feel comfortable. And I also just wanted to go over a little thing about our confidentiality policy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anything you say here is going to be kept confidential. That means that I don't discuss anything about our conversation to anybody outside of this room, except if it is any legal issues surrounding it, if there is any child endangerment, or if you present some harm to yourself or others, then I would have to breach confidentiality.
Okay.
Is that okay with you?
So yeah, I think that's okay.
Okay. Do you have any questions about that?
I just want to get into like some details about my boyfriend, but
Sure.
maybe we could talk about if it's something that meets that criteria or not. But yeah, I can talk
I want you to
about
feel this is a safe place for you. Honestly, I've never had to breach confidentiality unless there's something seriously harmful. And when it gets to that, then I feel that it's there. I can help you explore some options too, and you will be made aware of that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Great. So, can you tell me a little bit about what's bringing you here today to come see me?
Basically, I'm in a new relationship, and I want to make sure that I'm doing the right thing, because in the past I've always gotten in these relationships and I've ended up with, like, I guess I become too pushy. I don't know. Where I end up thinking, like, I don't know, if I don't hear from them every day, or I don't know, like I get worried and I start internalizing and I start thinking, is it something that I did, or what's happening with that? But I want to make sure that I don't do this, because I'm tired of like being the reason for all my relationship breakups.
Right. So you feel that now that you're in a new relationship, you want this to go well.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah. Good. So you want to kind of go over some things that did not go so well in your other relationships, and talk about that a little bit further so that we can problem solve.
Yeah.
Sure, we could do that.
I am so grateful that you're letting her here. I know.
Absolutely.
She just helps me so much stay calm.
Anything that will help you stay calm.
I'll have her lay down.
Okay. Great.
Okay. So, we've been dating for about 3 months now.
Okay. Do you mind if I take notes?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've been together for 3 months.
Okay.
I met him online.
Okay.
So I was super nervous when I met him, but we ended up clicking and really hitting it off. I don't know. So we've been talking a lot every day, but it's starting to get to the point where I'm like, hey,
Sure.
he's not answering every phone call now, and it's starting to kind of dwindle.
Okay.
And I don't want to internalize that.
Okay. So is that something that you feel that you did a lot in your past relationships?
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it a little bit.
Yeah, because then they would tell me, like, hey, everything's fine. I promise everything's fine. And then, I don't think it's fine. Like, I think they're just being nice.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So can you tell me a few things that you feel that you did well in previous relationships?
I would consider, let's see. I don't know, it's hard to think of. I guess, like, at first I'm really outgoing and I'm really confident, and it's exciting to be around. Like, we start talking about doing like really outgoing things, and then we settle, and then I start kind of panicking, I guess.
Okay. So it sounds like once you start to really like someone, then you get a little nervous about how it's going.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. Okay. So can you tell me a little bit more then about what it's like for you when you do become nervous?
So I guess it's just like, it's more of like a internalizing thing of why would he want to be with me? And then I start thinking about negative characteristics. Even though I'm successful and I'm doing really great things, I start doing comparisons of like, why wouldn't he want to be with this person instead of me? And so then I just kind of sabotage it.
Okay.
And then I ask him like, oh, why are you with me? And then that negative personality, I think, is where we start to push away.
So let's talk about the sabotage a little bit more. What do you feel is a reason for you wanting to sabotage your relationships? Why do you think that is?
I think I just have self-esteem issues. My weight's fluctuated a lot, and and then I get really embarrassed about it. So, and if I have a lot of anxiety, so wondering why someone would want to be with someone else when that they have so much anxiety, and I just want to kind of fix that part a little bit.
Okay, so it sounds like you feel a little bit insecure, that you have anxiety and self-esteem and some weight control. Like, what is your ideal weight?
Right now I've been in school, so I've gained about 35 pounds.
Okay.
So I'd like to get back down, lose those 35 pounds again.
Okay, so that's kind of a self goal for you?
Yeah.
Okay, to make you feel good about yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, I understand that. I know a lot of us women, especially being in school, we gain that freshman,
yeah,
and
over
then
and over.
It continues to grow, so
yeah.
I completely understand.
It's like freshman 30 now.
Right. But I like to hear, I've heard that you want to do it for yourself, and that's a very important thing.
Yeah, it's not necessarily for him, it's just to make sure that my self-esteem has really taken over. And like, I want it to feel good for me. I used to hike all the time, and then now I'm just too embarrassed to be out in public.
So why do you feel that your new boyfriend, what is his name?
Juan.
Why do you feel Juan is with you now?
After the first few months?
Yeah.
Because that first few months are just really exciting, and we did a lot of exciting things. And then when you kind of get out of that groove and you kind of see that real person, I feel like I'm starting to see his more realistic things, and he's starting to see mine.
Okay.
And then it's kind of just that fear of like losing interest.
Okay.
So I think in the beginning of a relationship, you go out of your way to make time for someone, and then eventually that whole time sets in.
Okay.
And then, so I want to make myself be still fun, so that I make sure.
Okay. So it sounds like you want to kind of keep the momentum going.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Okay. All right. That sounds great. I heard some really interesting things from you too. How you feel that he's losing interest because he's getting to know the real you. And how do you feel about the real you?
I guess it's just that you can't, like, I force myself during those first few weeks to like be really outgoing and like do a lot of spontaneous things, but the real me is more organized and pre-planning and not wanting to do things because I'm worried about how they impact other parts of my life. And so I can only do that for so many weeks before I start really thinking like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. I need to get this stuff done. And then that's when I think I get less fun. And so then the relationships kind of dwindle out.
So that's that going with your mind of saying and being preoccupied, almost controlling the relationship at the beginning,
Yeah.
Okay, where are you calling?
Yeah, I'm just by thinking like, why don't you answer me? And it's more of like I don't ask him that, but I'm worried and I'm feeling like it, and I just think about those things.
So I think we've covered some really interesting points, and I would like to help you figure out some strategies to get through them. Okay, how does that sound to you?
That's perfect. If you can change the way that I'm thinking and the way that I process these things, that would be really great.
Sure. Great. So let's think about it. So you feel that you kind of, in a sense, control the relationship after a while. You feel insecure after the first 3 months, and then you feel like calling is your way of controlling and checking in, what are some ways, some things that you can do differently?
Like a plan?
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, I guess I can ask him, but I don't know how to ask him without feeling or come off as being insecure.
Okay.
So I'd like to, I guess set boundaries, or I don't know if it's possible to even ask him a question of like, hey, what do you normally do? Do you normally check in for every 3 days, or I don't really know how to do that directly, but it's something I'd like to kind of see how other people do it so that I can learn.
Okay. I think that's a great idea, is to ways to kind of check in and just normal relationship.
Yeah.
Of saying, hey, how are you, without being too obsessive.
Yeah.
I think that's great. Maybe we can set, what I heard you say was at least maybe, is it 3 times a week or just 3 times in one day?
I was just thinking, like, if I text him or I call and he doesn't answer, like, when would I need to follow up? So, like, wait 3 days, and if he doesn't answer by 3 days, then kind of start to worry, or what the norm is. I don't know what, like, I know it's different for every person, but I don't know, I just want to know what the norm is for that.
Sure. I think, like you said, it's a very different thing for each person, but what would you be comfortable with? How would you feel if you texted him today, and if he didn't respond, you waiting until tomorrow to follow?
That would be really hard.
Okay.
I would want to know, like, why isn't he answering within, like, an hour? So I think waiting a day I don't know that I could do it for 3 days. I think even waiting a day would be hard, but that could be a goal that I set.
Okay. So then maybe we could start with maybe just waiting 1 day. Maybe if you texted him in the afternoon, waiting until the next day in the afternoon, give it 24 hours.
Okay.
Okay.
I can try that.
What are other things that you feel that you could do differently?
I mean, exercise to get myself back to the point where I wouldn't be embarrassed.
Okay.
But what I've been told is, like, I'm with you. If I'm deciding to be with you, it's because I care about you, and because of that. So feeling that positive selfness.
Right.
I don't know.
So you feel that if you felt better about yourself, you would feel more confident in your relationship?
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds like a good goal. How can you?
Probably by exercising to helping make me feel more confident, and eventually then work on myself after that, of my thoughts and feelings.
Okay, so starting off, maybe setting an exercise goal, a plan to do that.
Yeah, he's got a gym membership, so.
Oh wow! So he has a gym membership?
No, I just got one.
Oh, you just got one?
Yeah,
wow,
I just got a gym membership. So.
How did you get it?
24-hour fitness.
Wow, that's good. I heard that was a good gym.
Yeah.
Good. So when do you think you'll be able to start this goal?
For now, maybe weekends.
On the weekend.
Like Saturday and Sunday.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you commit to that? How long? Is it an hour or half an hour?
I'd like to swim, so I've been trying to get back into that.
Okay.
So swimming for like 45 minutes, but then with the changing and everything, it's like an hour and 15.
That sounds excellent. I'm really excited to hear how this goes for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you maybe make the 1 day a Saturday or a Sunday starting off, that's okay too.
Okay.
If you can't commit to the 2 days, you can start off with the 1 day on the weekend. How do you feel about that?
That's good, because then that gives me a little bit of like wiggle room and leeway.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll see. When we meet next week, if you're okay with meeting, we can talk about how these goals are going for you.
Okay.
Great. Is there anything else that you would like, or you think that you would like to work on right now?
No, I think just starting with that and kind of going from there. I think that's like a big tackle in itself of just getting past that point. So yeah.
I think that's great. So it sounds like we're going to work on you feeling more confident about yourself, because that's a personal goal of yours.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to feel better?
Yeah.
And I like your idea of going for an exercise. So these maybe both days of the weekend or 1 day during the weekend if that's possible, and swimming because you like swimming.
Love it.
Yes, that's good. And you're going to work on maybe kind of letting go of some control when it comes to your relationship, so that way, you can indicate it where do one, if it's 24 hours notice, if you text them, then the next
Force
day.
myself to wait.
Okay. And what do you think of of writing down your feelings while you're waiting, so we can go over that next time.
Oh, I never thought about that. That's a good idea. That's a good, yeah.
Great. That sounds good. So it sounds like we have a really good plan for next week.
Yeah.
Good. Is there any day next week that works best for you, for us to meet?
Just the same time is fine.
Same time? Okay, great. All right. I know we have 5 more minutes. Is there anything else you would like to talk about?
No, I think, I don't know, I guess I'm okay.
Okay, great. It was so nice for you to come in today. I really enjoyed our session.
Yeah, me too.
Great. Thanks, Amanda. Okay.
All right, it was nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
Okay, we're gonna switch roles. Okay. Okay. Sit. Lay down. Down. Hey, Ariel. Nice to see you. How are you doing today?
Hi, Amanda. I'm doing well. It's so nice to see you.
Yeah, I'm glad. I can't wait to get started today. I was really set up to see how things are going and just kind of check in about what we talked about last week.
Sure, absolutely. You don't mind that I brought my dog to here today, did you?
No, she's fine. Will she just lay down and?
Yeah, sure. My anxiety is so bad that I just have to bring her in.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
Lay down. Oh, what a good girl. There we go. Okay. So tell me about how your week went. This is what we talked last.
Yes, well, I've had such a really hard time this week.
Okay.
I don't know. It just get into my head. I went to work and I don't feel that I'm getting the supervision that I'm looking for. I feel that my supervisor supervises everybody else so much better than me.
Oh no.
Yes. I feel like when she's doing an overlap with me, that she's very, direct and she sticks to the book. But when I see her overlapping others, that she's very personal and she's laughing, and I just feel that she doesn't like me.
Okay. I'm just gonna take notes while you wait.
Sure.
There's some things that after we kind of talk, we can follow up on.
Yeah.
So it's your supervisor. Now, is she coming out to directly supervise you, or is she doing it remotely?
It's at the center. It's a big center where I work, and so all the staff are there with their clients all day. So I get to see how she interacts with everybody else, and then she'll supervise me maybe once every other week. But I don't feel like I'm getting it as often as I need. And then when I see her supervising with everybody else, it just seems so much better than when I got it. So I don't know. I feel like it's in my head. I generally do this. I start thinking, but I just don't know if it's me or reality.
Are you feeling like when you're having these thoughts, or have you tried talking to her about it?
I haven't. Not yet.
So I hear that you're saying that you have a lot of different thoughts about why she would be providing more supervision to other people instead of you. What are the things that you feel are missing, that you feel like you could maybe talk to her about, if we can just work on that a little bit?
I feel that she could be a little more personal with me, laughing and a little more open to.
So she's laughing with you or laughing with other people?
She's laughing with others, and I feel like with me, it's just you're doing this well, and you're, sometimes she's on her computer and she's looking at her computer, and sometimes she's not talking to me a lot during the conversation or during the overlap. So, and I see when she's overlapping with everybody else, she just seems to have a better flow.
Okay. As far as those go, I mean, it sounds like what you're feeling, it's almost like you're feeling alienated. Like there's this great relationship with everyone else and not so much with you. What would you say happens with how you're interacting with your clients? Are you able to be open with them and positive? Are you enjoying your interactions with the clients that you have?
I feel like, yeah, I feel like with my clients, I'm able to open up. I feel that I try to get down and be a kid because I work with really young
Totally,
kids.
yeah.
So.
No, it sounds super fun what you're interested in, yeah.
Yeah. So I try to be spontaneous as much as I can. I try to be funny. I try to be, excited. It's not usually something I'm very comfortable with.
Okay.
But I do my best at being that way.
So it's not something that you're super comfortable with, like being excited and interactive with your clients. It's kind of hard to come out of your shell.
Yeah, it took a really long time for me to open up. So I used to work with adults, and now that I work with kids, it took a really long time to become this fun and energetic
It's so
person.
different. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It's very different interacting with adults and kids, especially when you're learning to play all these games. The games can be really hard just in itself, learning to play these new games that they have. So
yeah,
I totally understand where you're coming from with that. It sounds like things that you might need are just some sort of support from her. Would you be comfortable maybe asking her for what type of support you would need if you would have that? Okay. What are some things that we can come up with?
Yeah, that's a great idea. I think I can ask her, maybe for some more feedback.
Okay.
Maybe I could get her opinion on how I could do my job better.
Okay.
I want to learn how to be a good employee. That's why I'm there.
So going with, asking for feedback, it is hard to initiate that conversation, especially when someone's your supervisor and you don't want to kind of step on their toes and have that relationship. Maybe we can talk a little bit about how you can solicit that feedback and how you can ask, coming from a point of view where it's, hey, just wanted to check in with you. How is everything going? Maybe we can come up with some ways to get her feedback without her saying, I feel like you're not providing me with that intervention. So, are there skills that maybe you feel you do really well that you can maybe seek that feedback from her to give you some positive reinforcement?
I do. I think I do a really good job with using the terms of ABA. I do applying reinforcement with my kiddos, motivating them throughout the day. I have a good idea of what they like and what they don't like.
Great. Okay.
Yeah, so I feel like I do a good job with that, and I don't know. I think that's a good start.
So maybe, I think that's great. There's a lot of great qualities that you're showing there, and I think starting with something that you would anticipate getting good feedback from. Maybe you can solicit that from her. So saying, hey, I just wanted to see if you can watch me do this today and make sure I'm doing it the right way. That way you're receiving that supervision from her, and it's something that you're already feeling comfortable with.
Great.
So you kind of have that confidence going into that supervision if that's not something that you've been receiving. That way you're getting in the habit of that before we go into things that you might need feedback from her about.
Okay.
Would you feel comfortable doing that?
Yeah, I really like that idea.
Okay.
I think I could try it because I don't normally feel comfortable, with anything. I feel nervous when she's there. So if I already have an idea of getting her just opinion on something I'm doing well, will make me feel more confident that I can show her I'm doing well.
Yeah, and it gets her to kind of come around, and then you're showing her, like, look at how great of a job I'm doing.
That's great.
Without saying, why aren't you paying attention to me? It's more of that validation of these are the things that you're doing good, and it'll help you feel good. It'll make you feel more confident.
I like that. I really like it. I'm going to try it.
Okay. So then it sounds like our plan, just to kind of summarize what we're talking about right now, is that, you'd really like to get that strong relationship with your supervisor that you're seeing her have with other people. And you're really wanting to get specific feedback from her about the interventions that you're doing, just anything that you're going to need to sit for your exam for the field that you're going into.
Yeah, especially that, because I'm nervous about it. I want to do a good job. I want to go prepared. So,
it's a very nerve-wracking experience. It's stressful being in school and working. It's so hard. It's so hard. And so we're gonna kind of plan for when does she see you in the next week?
I think I'm gonna see her this Monday.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah,
So maybe on Monday you can have some. What are we gonna talk about? You know, using your terminology with the clients. Or are we gonna talk about how you create motivating experiences or knowing what they like?
Sure, yeah, I could talk about doing positive reinforcement.
Okay.
And yeah, using motivating motivating operations and helping them. I know them. So, but yeah, absolutely. I want to show her that I can do it, and that way, you know, I'm
Great. I'm excited. I think that this is going to be a really good plan moving forward, and just getting comfortable with her, showing her what you're doing well.
Okay.
I mean, I can see everything that you're doing well, and you're working so hard. So I'm looking forward to hearing that next week.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you. It was so nice to see you.
You too. I will see you next Wednesday. Thanks for coming in today.
Thank you.